Stage 1, Structure and Flow. If you want to learn how to draw advanced Wildstyle Graffiti, this video is for you. We are jumping straight into it. First, I draw 3 guidelines, top, middle, and bottom. But in this piece, I am not keeping them straight. I am breaking them into a zigzag flow and dividing the structure into 9 sections. This helps to control movement while still keeping the dynamic. If you are advanced, you can skip the guidelines, but structure always makes the piece stronger. The name I am drawing is Charlotte, spelled C-H-A-R-O-L, start again, S-H-A-R-L-O-T-T-E. I start lightly with the letter C, bending it, twisting it, giving it motion. While Wildstyle is about movement, the H sits slightly lower and connects directly into the C. The A comes back up about the same level as the C. The top of the A is rounded and overlaps into the H. We are already creating depth. The R drops lower than the A. The L rises slightly above the R. The O drops again, and I shape it almost like a teardrop to keep that rhythm flowing. There are 2 T's. One sits higher than the other. The other one overlaps the L to keep the interlock tight. For the E, I draw it like a backward tree, stylized but still readable. Notice through the entire sketch I am maintaining that zigzag motion. Flow is everything in Wildstyle. If the flow breaks, the piece fall apart. Today I am using alcohol color markers, and I am not adding music, just straight talking. I have noticed a lot of viewers fast forward during the music sections, so this one is pure breakdown and explanation. By the way, what's up YouTube and graffiti artists? My name is Louis Ning Chang. Welcome to my channel. Stage 2, Extensions, Arrows, and Negative Space. Now we start building complexity. I begin with the C, adding extensions and arrows that overlap into the H. Overlapping creates tension and depth. On the H, I add small arrows and details at the bottom to tighten the structure. The A gets an extension at the bottom that connects toward the R, and arrows at the top of the balance the composition. The O gets a strong arrow that pushes into the bottom of the T, and this creates directional energy. As I move through the T's and E, I continue adding rounded pieces, arrows, connectors, always keeping the letters connected. Very important to fill negative space. Any empty gaps between the letters should be tightened and small bits and pieces. Keep it tight, but stay loose with your hand. This is still sketching. You can adjust anything at this stage. Once I am satisfied, I'll outline the piece cleanly and erase the pencil underneath. Then we move on into block letters. Stage 3, 3 block letters and perspective. Now we build dimension. I am using 2-page spread because Charlotte is a long name. It needs space to breathe. For the 3D, I am using 1 point perspective. I place a vanishing point on the left side of the page. From that vanishing point, I lightly draw lines down toward each corner of every letter. The point of view is bird's eye view. We are looking down at the piece slightly from above. Using a ruler, I connect those guidelines and build out the 3D blocks. Perspective is a classical art technique. If you want to master this, study 1-point, 2-point, and 3-point perspective. It will level up your graffiti instantly. After building the blocks, I erase all the unnecessary pencil lines to clean everything up for the color. Check out those videos on YouTube. Stage 4, Color Theory and Marker Control. Now we bring it to life. I'm outlining the entire name with horizontal blue marker. I keep the line thin to thick variation in line weight markers. It feel more alive and less flat. You might not see the full effect yet, but once the dark fills go in, it will sharpen everything. For the main fill, I use the Sorrento blue and ultramarine blue. I start filling in with Sorrento blue carefully, shaping the edges to control the outline thickness. Halfway through the piece, I switch to the ultramarine blue. Where the two blues meet, I blend them while the ink is still wet. If you want to smooth blends with alcohol markers, you must work quickly. Go back over the darker tone with the lighter tone to soften the transition. On the A and R, I leave hard edge instead. This creates design contrast with the lettering. The color scheme here is agglomerates, blues, and violets sitting next to each other on the color wheel. Anonymous colors are next to each other on the wheel, usually about 90 degrees apart in the grouping. I also use monochromatic variation, different shades of blue from light to dark. A color scheme is simply a controlled combination of colors within a piece. Control equals perfectionism. Now for the 3D blocks. I fill them first with gray lavender, then layer violet over it, leaving a slight edge of the gray lavender visible to act as a natural highlight. This creates depth inside the block letters. For the background, I switch a brush pen and add bubble style, designing around the piece. Then I bring in white gel pen for the highlights inside the letters and on the background. Using circular templates, I add white details for contrast and pop. Details and highlights are what separate a good piece from a finished piece. If you want to master alcohol markers, study blending, lettering, and speed control. Marker work is all about timing, and that's the full advanced Wildstyle breakdown of Charolette. Alright, here's the name, Charolette, the CHARTOTTE. Alright, so this is the name. If you like to, if you want me to do your name in Wildstyle, check out my links below in my description box below in my Etsy store that I give you more info about graffiti letters. And just tell me what you think. Give it a like, share the video with all your friends, make a comment if you have any questions, and subscribe to my channel. My name is Louis Ting Tong. Thank you for watching.